Welcome to the FL Community Podcast, created for the community by the community, where we discuss living with follicular lymphoma with a particular focus on thriving beyond diagnosis, both physically and mentally. The following podcast is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for medical advice. Please speak with your doctor before making any health decisions.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the FL Community Podcast for this very special holiday edition. Today, we are going to discuss the challenges that some of us may face during the holiday period and the Christmas period for those who celebrate when living with follicular lymphoma. But before that, Nicky, we need to hear from you about your incredible trip to London.
Yes, how exciting. I had a whirlwind trip to London. I only got back a couple of weeks ago now, but I'm still coming down from the high. It was absolutely sensational. And I got to spend the week with Nicola, a lovely producer, and also Nicola Mendelsohn and some of our other super supporters. So it was just a magic experience. We got to have a party to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of our lovely community. We had a cake and speeches, and it was really special. And then Nicola but two Nicolas, Nicola Atfield, Nicola Mendelsohn and I, we all went to the Meta headquarters, as you all know, and recorded our episode 8 of our lovely podcast. So that was absolutely insane. And I think, Nicola, you can talk a little bit about that as well, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, the whole week was just amazing, wasn't it? And that first meetup with the members, it wasn't like we've spoke online and we've spoke on the group, but it didn't feel like we were strangers. It was just so like the connection. It was just like a group of friends had met. It was just amazing, wasn't it? It was so surreal.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, especially also meeting the FLF team was amazing.
Yeah,
because I've been speaking with them online for the last 6 years. When I met them in person, it felt like I'd always known them. You know, like it didn't feel like the first time meeting them. It was really special, and the super supporters. It was really great to have that experience, and then of course going to the Meta headquarters and recording our podcast. That was very professional, wasn't it? You know, compared to what we do here now. We got mic'd up and had a few cameras pointing at us, which is not what I'm used to, but it was a really cool experience to be able to do that.
Amazing editing it because it was the files were so huge. We're used to recording on Zoom and smallish files. This took up all of my hard drive space, but it was just so well done and such an honor to kind of edit it. And it was such a good episode. Well done, both of you. But it was incredible interview of Nicola Mendelsohn. The kind of community is responding really well to it. But so we're back here. I've got major FOMO seeing what you guys were all doing over there.
Oh, we missed you so much.
I know.
Just a little part missing and it was you.
I know. Just various things in terms of obviously living in Spain, although no excuse because you came from Australia, Nicky. My course that I'm doing at the minute and my treatment, ongoing maintenance, it just wasn't possible this time. But it just looked
but that's
amazing.
okay. You were there in spirit. And,
I was.
Yeah, and we spoke about you often, and then after the podcast, the next night we went to the FLF Gala, and where I got to do a speech,
which was amazing. She had a standing ovation. It was
surprised.
It was amazing.
I saw the photos.
I've never got to do anything like that before in my life, and to be able to have the opportunity to get up there and share my story was so surreal for me. And it's funny because every time I practiced my speech beforehand, I couldn't get through it without tearing up or crying. I was so emotional about it. And then when I got there, I had nothing to worry about because I was just too excited to cry. I just got up there and I was just so it was just surreal being there in front of, I think it was about, how many people? Like 300 people
300-ish, wasn't it? Yeah. But I think they were all so nice and just wanting to be a part of it and help. And I think that put you at ease as well, didn't it? Because
it really did.
It was just so lovely.
Yeah.
And you
Everyone was
looked
there
gorgeous
for,
as
we're
well.
all there for the same reason. And how amazing that they raised over
Oh, wow.
£900,000.
Yeah.
Wow. Like
Incredible.
in Australia, that's $2 million.
Yeah.
Like that's huge. So
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to all the incredible donors that donated on the night, and the experience was very surreal. And
Mm.
we also had a few super supporters. Charlotte Cox was there,
Yeah.
and Alison Russell was there. So that's just a few that were there, and it was just so lovely to be able to let her hair down afterwards and just have a little party together and just really just get to know each other.
Amazing.
It was just such an
Yeah.
amazing experience.
And your
It
special
was.
guest was Kerry Ellis, who, from my
Yeah.
musical theatre background, I was so gutted to miss her as well.
What a voice.
She's
She
incredible.
was, oh, yes. Yeah.
She was
Wow.
amazing. And we got a little gushy talk afterwards, didn't we, Nicola? We ran over there with Julie and we're like, can we have a
No.
photo? And I promised myself I wasn't going to get like that if I did meet someone famous, but I couldn't help myself. I just got excited.
Well, you were famous too. You were there as a guest speaker, 10-year anniversary. I mean, she should have been
Yeah.
getting a photo with
Yeah.
you too.
It was very special. Yeah, felt very special being there, and it was really lovely to just spend a little bit of time in London. And I went to a
Yeah.
musical. I went and saw Hamilton, and
Yeah.
and uh, we did a little bit of sightseeing, didn't we, Nicola?
And to
So
war rooms. Yeah.
yes, so
Yeah.
that was very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, it was just a sensational week, and God, I'd just love to do it all over again. It was such a great experience.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
20-year
Yeah.
anniversary, 15-year anniversary, or even before.
maybe we can make it even bigger, have a much bigger
Yeah.
gathering. So yeah, so hopefully, but yeah, let's get on to this episode. We've got a lot to get through, and some really important tips to talk about during the holidays. There's I know some of us are going through treatments, some of us are on watch and wait, and some of us might be dealing with the anxiety of an initial diagnosis, and particularly when you're leading into the holiday season and getting news like that.
Yeah.
That can be pretty frightening. So
Yeah.
yeah, so let's talk about that.
When were you all
Yeah.
diagnosed? What month? Do you remember? I'm sure you
March.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I was
March.
Okay.
I was February.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were kind of earlier in the year. I was diagnosed at the end of, no, in November actually. So it was leading into this period, and
Yeah.
just darker days.
Yeah.
This expectation of this holiday period coming up, and not really being in the right mood to engage with it. It's a bit of a write-off, really. I remember for me, I wasn't able to fully step into the Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it affects people in different ways. The holiday period, the Christmas period.
Yeah.
There are those expectations of we must have fun. We need to be with family, even if you can't stand each other, or even if you can, and you just can argue at Christmas like many families do. Or if you're alone. I mean, there are many different versions of Christmas, I think, for all people living with
Yeah,
FL.
Definitely.
absolutely. And also, having kids around Christmas time, I remember myself, I was going through treatment for my first Christmas after diagnosis, and just trying to keep upbeat and Christmassy for because my kids were really little around that time, so it was really important and it's important to me as a mum to make that moment or that time really magical for them, and I would always go over and beyond, and just it takes a lot out of you to do that, and I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I do regret that. I wish I was a little kinder to myself, and as much our kids are really important, but we can delegate, or we've got other family to rely on. So I felt I needed to do it all myself. So that's a bit of a regret from me, and I've learnt from that to
That's an
just
important lesson, I think, for our members who are maybe in the same place that you
Yeah.
were, Nicky. You were just doing your best. You were trying to protect your kids really from what you were going through, a mother's instinct, I'm sure. But it sounds like you wish you could have been a bit less hard on yourself, or what would your advice be?
I think I could have definitely been a lot easier on myself, and not. As a mum, I tend to take on a little bit too much and feel, that I want to be there for everyone. But I think as a lesson for me, it's important for me to put myself first. So my kids are a lot older now, so the pressure's off me a little bit more. But I do even still go way overboard. And this year, I've decided to go a different way, dealing with teenagers at the moment, and I want to give them a bit of a lesson on gratefulness around the holiday season. So we've made a rule this year that no big presents. You either make something or no more than $10 or $20 for a gift if
Lovely.
you
That's
do.
great.
And there's no pressure to even give a gift. So we've made that rule. I started that rule actually a couple of years ago, but it's taken a few years to take.
And I think nowadays, like, especially the last 5, 10 years, like any holidays like Easter, like Halloween, they've gone massive, haven't they? And the expectation to have your house decorated and have the perfect outfit, the perfect meals, the perfect everything, and it's all documented on socials, isn't it? And there's just that massive pressure to just. But I'm seeing this year a lot of people I know are scaling back and saying Christmas is just about friends and family, and we're not doing like my family, all the adults, we do a secret Santa. So there's not the pressure. It's just one gift you buy, and there's not the pressure to go out and think what everyone would want.
It's a great idea.
And the finance as well. And it's just yeah, and it's a bit of a laugh as well. It's
Yeah.
Secret Santa. It's a bit of a tradition now, and we enjoy it more. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what we like, a good
Yeah.
gag gift. That's why I encourage the gag gifts.
Right.
I'll tell you what I got my husband actually, and I'll make sure he doesn't listen to this until after Christmas. So he's balding a little bit on top, and you remember this, Nicola, from our trip together. He gets a little worried about his thinning on top. So I bought him a can of that spray on hair. You remember that? I remember in the infomercials in the 90s, they would spray it on your head. Oh, you got your hair back. And I thought, I wonder if it's still around. It's still around. I found some on Amazon.
As long as it doesn't end up looking like who was the ex-mayor of New York who had it dripping down his face at that press conference.
Oh, I don't know. The only mayor of New York I know is that Giuliano. Was that him?
I think who I'm talking. No, it's not who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember, but one of the dodgy
Maybe
ones.
some of our American listeners can let us know. Send us an email at the flcommunitypodcast@gmail.com.
I may have got it wrong, but there was a scene. Great gift. But I guess we're talking about the joy, the family, the connection, the less of the commercialism, I guess is what you're saying. I think, Nicola, like it's all become, very commercialized, and this expectation of you must be with family, you must have fun. And from what you said, I think, Nicky, we can, especially with FL, and especially when we're going through treatment or we've just been newly diagnosed, or just generally, we can lean on other people. You don't have to be super mum all the time, especially at Christmas. You lean on your husband, lean on your kids, extended family. I think it's really important.
And even your community as well. Like I know our Facebook group is global, but a lot of people have community Facebook groups in their area. And even have you ever called a Buy Nothing? There's a Buy Nothing groups. They have them all around the world. And if you're if you're a little bit skint and you want to, the finances are a little bit too tough around that time of year, which it is for so many people. There's there's ways that you can reach out to your local community. Some people might be like someone's trash might be someone else's treasure. So yeah, and that's another rule that we have with our gift buying. Like secondhand is always encouraged as well.
Just not contributing to the mostly plastic in the world, with things that people don't need. It's such a good idea.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So what are we thinking around tips for people around Christmas living with FL? Are there some general things that might be worth mentioning?
I think it's really important to communicate your needs to people around you and try and sort of anticipate what's happening on Christmas Day, how far do we need to travel, have a good plan like before and after the event to have rest breaks or whatever you need at the time, as well as, cooking food, maybe everyone bring a plate or, something simple that's not going to really take up most of your time and energy because it's really about just spending time with friends and family and
That's a great one
Yes.
because
Yeah.
it's usually one person, often the mum, or the matriarch is like stuck in the kitchen for hours, stressed, trying to create this beautiful meal that will be eaten in half an hour. Bring a plate. I mean,
Yeah.
great idea. Like a pot. Do they call
Yeah.
it a potluck dinner in the States?
Yes. I love
Yeah.
that. I love a good potluck dinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
We delegate traditionally to the kids. So my daughter often makes a trifle. That's her sort of
A
thing that
trifle.
she does. Yes, a good trifle. And my son likes he'll bake some biscuits or something like that. So get the kids working. They
Yeah.
don't get to have all the fun.
The little elves.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
While we're talking about food, actually, your area, Nikki. I mean, obviously, Christmas food is the center piece of Christmas Day or Christmas Eve if you're in Europe, usually. What are your thoughts about Christmas food in general, about the eating of it, really?
I think when you look at your when you grab your plate to dish up, make sure that you're putting at least half of your plate plant-based, if you can focus on that. So at least half plant-based, but three-quarters even better, and focus on nourishing your body with extra fiber around that time because there's can be a lot of extra saturated fat in the foods that we eat around this time of year. It's easy there's usually lots of little chocolates around and it's easy just to grab a chocolate here and there
Yeah.
so just to help your digestive system with all of that, grabbing some high fiber foods and focusing your main meals as plant-based would be probably my best tip.
I mean, the
Yeah. I
veggies are the
think,
best bits, right? The roast
yeah.
potatoes, the carrots, the
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yorkshire
don't miss out
puddings.
on them.
Awesome.
You got to enjoy yourself and let yourself have those sweet treats if that's what you're wanting. Because I always say that's a stress relief in itself, isn't it? So, but
That's
I
it.
always
And
try to counteract with something good. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, just have that treat and don't make yourself feel bad for having that treat. Just,
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess it's the binging part of it, isn't it? That's the problem. Because I remember
Yeah.
I would always eat healthily, and then Christmas I'd be like, right, I'm gonna make up for all that lost time. And I would,
Yes.
like you said, chocolates lying around. I would just binge and just eat it because I'm like, it's Christmas, it's fine.
And how
But
easy is it to keep going by the
I mean,
chocolate tub and before you know it, you've had 10, haven't you?
exactly. And maybe one day of that, maybe you can tell us what that does physiologically, Nikki. But,
Yeah.
yes, you can get away with it. But then if it's an extended Christmas period and you keep doing that,
Yeah.
you're going to feel pretty shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It makes you feel a bit yucky after a while. But one thing I will say, particularly after a really big meal like your Christmas lunch, a lot of people tend to go lie down after a Christmas lunch or a big meal. And I would suggest go for a walk
Yeah.
first. Get your body moving,
Yes.
get your body digesting things,
Lymph.
and then come and have a bit of a rest and watch a Christmas movie or something.
Yeah.
I guess because it just sits there otherwise if you're horizontal
Yeah.
and
I think stay hydrated as well because there's so much like you probably drink more alcohol than you normally would, and like you say, a lot of high fat and salt foods. So just keep that water going down.
Absolutely.
yes.
Excellent advice. And when I drink, I try and alternate. Like if I'm going to have like a glass of wine, I'll have a glass of water in between just to help break all of that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. It doesn't spoil the enjoyment. It's just
No.
being smart so that you don't feel
Yeah.
shocking the
Yeah.
next day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be water. It could be, something else, but just maybe something non-alcoholic. So to reduce the pressure on your liver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was thinking about about our immunity during this period because it's always often very busy. There are often many social engagements. And at Christmas Day with family, you're around lots of people. What can we do to not feel too paranoid, but to keep ourselves safe and enjoy that time?
I think what I do, because myself and my husband tend to host on Christmas Day, so I always just send a quick text, say Christmas Eve, Christmas morning, saying, is everyone okay? Like nobody's got any sniffles or things like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I tend to, I mean, with cooking in the kitchen in the dining area, we have the windows open just to ventilate a bit, just to help.
Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah.
smart.
That's
Practical
great
advice.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm big on airflow, making sure
Yeah.
that the windows are open, fans are going. I mean, I'm in Australia, so it's really hot on Christmas Day for us. very different for you guys.
It's so strange for us to imagine what that's like.
I know. Yeah, we spend Christmas Day by the pool. That's
Right.
what we normally do. Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
have like snowmen and, like obviously not real ones, but images of snowmen and Christmas scenes and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like
I guess
winter
so.
scenes.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. I don't know. It's another world to me.
We don't tend to have many snowmen
Okay.
around.
That makes sense.
But I will say we have a local community event every year where like all the kids in the neighborhood come and Santa drives in on a hot rod and he sits down in a chair and the kids come and sit on his lap. And for the last few years, the Santa Claus has been my dad. And I just remember how hot he was in that suit. Oh gosh, and I felt so sorry for him.
I hope your kids knew that Santa wasn't.
Well,
wasn't real.
actually,
Yeah,
the
it's a surprise.
first year he did it, my son had no idea
Like
that it was
Granddad?
him.
Oh, he kept the secret.
He did. Yeah, he
Okay.
kept the secret. But we also, because we live on the water, so we've got canals where we live. So on Christmas morning, Santa comes around on a boat and throws lolly bags at to the kids. So we all run out on the jetty and collect our lolly bags.
Oh,
Oh, I love it. So Santa arrives on boats, not sleighs, hence no snow.
On a boat. It's either a boat on the water or a hot rod on the land.
Yes.
Maybe he's like a James Bond type character where his sleigh changes to a boat and then it changes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Much cooler.
Sorry about that. I have my two puppy dogs here today, and I want to show you quickly because I dressed them up for the episode.
I've seen this. It's very cute.
So this is Betty. She's my little elf.
Hello, elf.
Betty. This is Betty.
Hi, Betty.
And Teddy Bear.
So cute.
Teddy Bear. I have to put Teddy Bear's hat on first. Yeah, there you go. Come here. And here's Teddy Bear's dressed up as Santa.
Too much. Teddy Bear.
So yeah, I had to show you that. And if you're listening
yes,
if you're only listening to this, you'll have to go to YouTube and look at it.
You need to. This is too cute.
Yeah, so they get dressed up as well.
Well, let's just do that. We don't need to do the rest of the podcast.
I'm going to go put them out so the barking doesn't bother us.
Okay.
Oh
gosh.
We should just do the dog cam.
Yeah. Well, the next item on my list was to focus on the small joys. So, I mean, that is a small joy. So, if you're listening and feeling a bit rubbish this time of year, get onto the YouTube at I can't remember I'll give the timestamp and see a little Teddy. And what was the other one called?
Betty
and Teddy Bear.
Betty.
Like Betty. Have a look at them. That will cheer you up. Yeah. So I was just saying to Nicky, that focusing on the small joys is important. You can't, especially if you're living with FL, it's the small things that are going to make the difference. And when if you're hosting or if there's a lot going on, you need to be able to take some breaks away from it as well. Yeah. Without feeling like you've got to be on all the time. This applies to general Christmases, I think, because they can often be quite stressful times of year as well as a lot of fun for many people.
Yeah.
But people need to know that you might just wander off for a little lie down at some point and you want a bit of space and you need a nap. Just be very vocal about your needs, as you said at the beginning.
And there's lots of things that you can do as a family or with the other family members that don't require a lot of energy, like watching we love Christmas movies. My kids do a whole calendar throughout December and write down what Christmas movie we're going to watch every day. Yeah. So we will, although it doesn't end up watching every day, but they might. But
what's your favorite?
Sometimes my favorite, Love Actually is my favorite.
Oh, good one.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, and The Holiday. That's
okay.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Mine's Elf. Elf when I want to be silly, and It's a Wonderful Life when I want to be nostalgic and cozy.
Oh, yes, love it. Love a good Christmas movie.
Yes, yeah. It's a watch every year. My husband's like, oh.
That's the one with Cameron Diaz and
That's with
Yeah.
with the home swap.
Jack Black and Cameron
Yeah. Jude
Diaz.
Law.
Kate
Yeah.
Winslet.
Yeah. Kate. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I do know it.
Yeah.
I've seen it
They
once.
swap, didn't they? Swap
Yeah,
houses.
yeah.
But another one is Serendipity. I like that. That's an old one, but that's
That
good.
is. I
Okay.
didn't
Oh,
realize
John
that was a
Cusack.
Christmas movie.
No,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
can see the image of the
Yeah.
poster.
Yeah. That's a
Yes.
good one.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's that always that debate. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not?
Yes.
That's an annual debate.
Yeah.
I say yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to watch it at Christmas, but it's
Yes.
borderline.
Yeah.
So one of the kind of darker sides, or less joyful sides of Christmas and the holiday period, is that issue of loneliness, which again, regardless of FL and health status, it's a big thing, I think, generally. But with FL, and if you've not got a lot of family around you, or you want some time on your own, it can be a really difficult time. Again, particularly if you're going through treatment, or it's coming in the new year, or you're newly diagnosed. I know that I've done this in the past before when I've not been near family for work reasons or whatever. I have volunteered in the community, and
Oh, what a great idea.
there are many different options depending on where you live, and I would encourage people to research. But if you are alone and you have that feeling of I'm sure you'll be fine, but if you want to spend maybe just Christmas Day or Christmas Eve with other people, there are often opportunities like helping out in a soup kitchen, or the local church, or there are many things that do a bit of research that can really give you a sense of giving back to the community in different ways, and being with other people as well.
Yeah.
But of course, some people are just happy to be alone, and that's okay too. There should be no pressure.
And I think
Yeah.
there's also that you can be in a room full of people and feel alone, can't you? So
Exactly.
I think it's knowing who your people are, how you feel with certain people, and trying to spend as much time with them as possible. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah. And if you're very immune compromised and you've been quite wary of being around people, jump online and do a Zoom with your favorite people. Or
yeah,
even if you don't know anyone, jump onto the community and put up a post and say, does
Yes.
anybody want to have a Zoom or a catch up? And,
Wonderful idea.
there's plenty of people all over the world. And that's the beauty of being able to do this online. We can talk to anyone at any time of day. It could be the middle of the night. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so I
I love that.
encourage people to do that if
yeah,
yeah.
And it'd
definitely.
be nice to see that. I mean, this year, if there is anybody in the community on the Facebook group who is feeling that way, do reach out. Someone will be watching and will be
Yeah.
responding by text or even a call.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else was I thinking? The radio is often a very good place for people. Obviously, the TV's there, but the radio call-in shows are a big thing over Christmas, because people who
Yeah.
live alone, maybe they're elderly or they live alone and they're younger, they often cater to people who might want to call in that kind of community way. And there's a show that I love to listen to on LBC in the UK. I usually watch on catch up, but when I'm not with family at Christmas, which happens occasionally, there's like an A to Z countdown of the year. One of my favorite presenters, Nick Abbott, does. And it's just such a fun, joyous show. People from all over the country and the world really are calling in to contribute to this A to Z list of things that have happened in the news and cultural moments. And it can really give you that sense of feeling connected, even if you are alone in your home. So the radio is a wonderful thing as well.
Yeah.
People don't think about, but it's live and
Yeah.
you can call in. So that's one of my tips.
That's great. That is an excellent tip. I always actually love the Christmas 100 in the UK.
Yes,
The
yes,
countdown.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, many years I've watched that actually.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of all in the UK, the Christmas adverts are a huge thing, right, Nicola?
Yeah.
It's like a race. It used to be like Christmas number one. Now it's as in music. Now it's
The
Christmas
advert,
number
isn't
one
it?
in the advert. John Lewis is usually the kind of king,
Yeah.
queen of the best,
Yeah.
most
Although I
lavish
think
art
Aldi's getting there with their carrot
animation. That
and
was pretty good this year. But
and Kevin gets married.
yeah, that's really funny. They went the other way. But usually John Lewis does the real nostalgic kind of heart tugger kind of ones. And this year's
Yeah.
is about a teenage boy who gives his dad a gift, a record that reminds him of his youth. But us,
Mm,
the teenagers and the dad are maybe a bit disconnected because of the ages. You're talking about teenagers before,
yeah.
Nicky. And it was a way for them to connect. And it's really, really beautiful.
Mm,
Again, it's commercialism in some ways. It's selling something, but it's also connecting to that sense of nostalgia and
yeah.
family. So yeah, it can be a really difficult time for people if you don't have family relationships that are like in the adverts or in the movies,
Yeah.
which we don't all have. Most of us don't. I'm very lucky. I think you're all very lucky to have good, solid family support and backgrounds.
Mhm. Yeah.
Again, many don't. And even as you said, Nicola, you can be quite lonely in a room full of people. Often I find that Christmas and the holidays, when we're back together as a family, can be a real period of regression. We can go
Yeah.
back into those roles that we might have not played since we were teenagers or kids. I can be super grumpy with my family when I go back home at Christmas, like expecting things to be done for me, and I have to like talk to myself and
Yes.
be like, you're a 43-year-old man. Do your own washing. Your mum doesn't have to cook everything.
Ah,
And other people will have different roles. You might be the
Yeah.
peacekeeper. You might be I don't know. There's many different things. And if you're living with FL, that either might make you more likely to jump into those, as you were saying, Nicky, in terms of I'm going to protect my
Mm.
kids and give them the best Christmas ever, which
Yeah.
is
mm,
lovely. But what does that do to you? Or you might actually go, do you know what? Screw this. I've got more important things to think about. Someone else do that. We're going to order in. Let's go away on
yeah, there's
holiday.
nothing wrong with that.
Let's sit
Yeah.
in front of the TV and ignore it for the whole period. Whatever your version is. But I just wanted to
Yeah.
highlight that those family dynamics can be really tricky. Again, at the best of
Mm,
times, but with FL, it kind of can amplify the difficulties.
absolutely.
Yeah, I guess that's all I'll say on that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think it's remembering this is just a small time frame. Like
It's
January will
one day.
come quickly.
Mm,
So
Mm.
it's whatever you're feeling, it's not forever, is it? It's just get through it, and January will be here before you know it.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And there's don't be afraid to remove yourself from the
yeah,
situation as well. Like if things are getting too much, just move away, and also uh, there's sometimes if you're feeling like, oh, I can't do as much as I used to before, and putting
Yes.
lower the expectations,
yeah.
set the expectations on yourself. And I think Nicola Mendelsohn mentioned this on the episode
Yeah.
8 of the podcast about adjusting your expectations. I thought that was amazing advice.
That
I
really
really,
stayed with me. Yeah,
yeah, it
yeah,
did. It stayed with me too, and I've really been, pondering on it. And I think it's really important, particularly over, the holiday period, to adjust that, and also be, if you can't do what you used to do, reach out for support. There's people,
Hmm.
especially in the holidays, people want to help. It makes them feel good, and you're not really a burden. Don't feel like a burden. It's such a great thing for someone to help someone else out,
Yeah,
and there's probably been many times in the past when you've been that person. So it's
yeah,
okay to be looked after,
100%.
particularly around the holidays.
You've
Yeah.
picked up on something really important, I think, there, Nicky, in that with this illness, this disease, there can be a before and after. Well, there is a before and after in terms of before diagnosis, post diagnosis, and Christmas can fall into that category. I've always done Christmas like this, or the holidays like this, and you need to let go of some of those expectations. You could make it the best one ever, as long as that's healthy and achievable. But sometimes those past expectations can get in the way, and maybe it needs to be a very pared back or very radically different Christmas.
yeah,
So
Absolutely.
expectations is a good word, resetting them, making them
Yeah,
healthy.
that's right. And you don't have to do every single tradition. And
Hmm.
sometimes, pulling things back can make it the best Christmas ever because it's, less stressful, and you don't want to be stressed particularly during that time. It's particularly when there's kids around. Kids get so excited for Christmas, and you want them to be excited about that
yeah,
time. So just sit back and enjoy it, and
yeah.
yeah.
I think sometimes you miss the magic when you're so sort of trying to have everything perfect. It's just sit back and relax.
I agree.
Yeah, I miss it a little bit. I used to go all out. We had the elf on the shelf,
Oh yeah.
and it was a lot of fun. But it was also very stressful having to every day move it, and even you'd wake up at midnight going, "Oh, I forgot to move the elf."
Yeah.
So I must admit, I'm really relieved that I don't have to do that anymore.
They're old enough now. Yeah. They can join in the
Yeah, I actually
planning.
took the elves to work, and we just move them whenever we feel like that at work.
Right. Right.
Oh.
Yeah, so I get, yeah, so the idea of expectations of burden and not feeling like a burden, it can be very difficult, and some people can make us feel like that. I mean, I've heard many stories in the group about people just not understanding, this I mean, this kind of cancer
Yeah.
is complicated. It's not as straightforward as we've said before as a solid cancer, which is usually a pretty well-trodden path of you're ill, you have treatment, you get better. We are living with an incurable cancer, and
Yeah.
we look most of the time, if we're lucky, well. And
Mm.
people, you said this last time, I think, Nicola, a few episodes ago, are you okay? You're better now, are you?
Yeah.
And it must be confusing for them, and it's hard for us not to put our anger into them and our
Yeah.
frustration, but it's really different. And we may be very good at masking how we're feeling. It's more of an emotional, psychological burden a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And so the idea of being a burden, most people ideally will not make you feel that way. You need to reach out. If those people are, you need to maybe work on that a little bit, try and communicate with them in a different way. If they are still rejecting, what you're telling them, you need to find other people for that support.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And that's amazing advice. Surround yourself with the people that make you feel good and
Yes.
Yeah.
and wanted, and you get to choose who you get to spend the holidays with.
Yes.
As much as probably people would disagree with me when it comes to family, but you can stay home or you can go hang out with
If
your
it's going to be
friends.
awful stress, it's
Yeah.
not good for
Yeah.
choose
Do what
someone.
makes you happy on that day. So
Yeah.
that's excellent advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
And I think there's so much thought because it's the end of the year as well. There's all that
Mm.
looking back and then looking what's going to be the next year, what's going to bring. And I know for me, like every year when I take my Christmas decorations down, I always say a little wish to my decorations before I put them in the loft. I always go, please let me see you next year,
Mm.
happy and healthy. And it's just a little thing that I've started, but it does sometimes make you think like, I know when I was diagnosed in March, but that first Christmas, I was like, is this my last Christmas? I didn't know what to expect. And yeah, so every year now I'm just like, say a little wish to my decorations and pop them in the loft.
That really
That's
got
it.
me. That's really moving. It's like
Yeah.
Oh,
it just
Yeah.
brings it home, doesn't it? It's like these
yeah,
these Christmases and other anniversaries, birthdays and things are markers of
yeah,
life. And
yeah,
when we reach another one, that's another year that we've lived and survived with this
yeah,
disease.
Yeah.
So that's a
yeah,
wonderful
Absolutely.
ritual.
yeah,
Yeah. I
Don't
think
know if
that's
you have
beautiful. I'm
any.
going to do that too now.
Yeah, it feels like I want to do it too. Yeah.
yeah. Let's all make
Yeah.
wishes.
Mm.
Yeah. And that's it. And manifestation,
Yeah,
that's
Sure.
important.
yeah,
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, like you, I remember my first Christmas after diagnosis, and I also thought this could be my last Christmas.
mm,
So did it completely wrong. I put so much pressure on myself,
yeah. I
and
do.
I probably shouldn't have. So I've certainly learned some lessons from that from that first year, and so much more now. 10 years later, I'm
Mm.
learning more and more. And as my kids get older, and bless them, they're so beautiful. They understand, and even my son, who's only 12, I said to him the other day, I said, we're not doing any big presents this year. It's only going to be maybe a couple of little presents, and he said he's completely fine. He said, that's okay, Mum. That we'll do something special together, and that's good enough.
Oh,
Yeah.
Amazing kids. Mm.
yeah,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but the bigger one, she's been a little tougher to handle.
Oh, that's all right. She's a teenager.
Yes, yeah. So she's 16, almost 17, but
Oof.
yeah.
yes. So she's wanting a car for Christmas. I'm like, that's not going to happen.
That's
Sorry.
below the $20. kind of limit.
Way below the $20 one, and I can't make one with my hands. So
just next year, just kick it to next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just thinking of memories, or my Christmas last year was interesting. I started chemo in December, so it was my first chemo was early December, and obviously going through the side effects and all the worry. And my husband Carlos had to travel basically to see his family in South Africa, who also have Christmas in the heat as you do. He wanted to stay, and he could have stayed, but I told him to go because he'd not seen his family. He doesn't see them as much as he could.
Yeah.
Or he wants to because they're far away. And I said, you know what, go. I'll be okay. And my mum is going to come and stay with me instead. I think I told this story. And she was like, yeah, I'm going to come and look after you. I'm going to come and cook all the Christmas dinner. We're going to have a lovely time. Which reminded me of during COVID, I was about to come home and everything closed down that day, just as I was about to come. So I had to be, that's one of the Christmases I spent alone. And she sent me a care box in the post of all the Christmas dinner stuff that I was going to need. So it was like a repeat of that, but she was coming. She was the Christmas box, delivering herself. But what ended up happening, as you kind of said, Nicky, in a way, was that I was like, nope, I'm going to do it all. I'm in chemo. My nausea's kind of more or less manageable. I'm going to give us the best Christmas. So I did all the cooking. I wouldn't let her do anything. She sat down. I was marching us around on walks around the place in Malaga. It was a really lovely Christmas. It was a bit of a way of me avoiding some of the anxiety I was feeling. If I really needed her, I would have just collapsed and let her do everything, as I can do when I regress and go back at Christmas when I'm not sick. But that was a good opportunity for me to do that if I needed to, and if I need to in the future.
That's also a good point too. It's even if you have the energy and you're looking for a distraction, go for it.
Yeah, it's a bit of healthy, what's the word? Avoidance, healthy denial can be useful as a short-term measure when we're just dealing with the acute impact of something. So throwing yourself. When I was first diagnosed, I threw myself into moving house into this lovely new place that I could work from home and see my clients. And I started my first chemo. I threw myself into throwing a lovely Christmas. So it's okay as long as it doesn't become your default way of coping with the difficulties of this disease. Yeah. Anyway, that was my story.
Oh, that's great. Well, I think we've covered just about everything, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah.
So I think just to sum up,
the sun's about to shine.
Yes.
I think the sun has totally gone from the UK at the minute. It's so dark.
Here in Spain, it's lovely, but it's cold in the house, so you don't need to feel too envious.
I appreciate it, because normally when we record, it's not daytime for me, so I appreciate that. Normally the lighting's a little bit better this time, but that sun's creeping.
Well, we'll let you get out to it and enjoy your summer at Christmas, which is strange.
It's warm enough for a dip in the pool, so we might do that.
Sounds good.
So
not to rub it in.
Exactly. Oh, I forgot to show you my flashing chest. I don't know. I think it's just meant to be movement activator, but it only works when I do that. Anyway.
I'm Santa's favorite. I got my little elf hat on and my ho 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 earrings.
They're very cute. And what are you, Nicola? You look like angelic in the white.
Yeah,
in the snow.
Yes, I think I'm just the snow angel.
There we go.
I love it.
Okay, so we wish you all a very Merry Christmas. It can be a difficult time. It doesn't need to be as difficult as we sometimes make it, as we've established. But do reach out to people. And if it's awful, it's going to be over very soon. But there are lots of things, as we've talked about today, that you can do to make it a bit more of an enjoyable holiday period. So have a wonderful time.
Yes, and we'd love your feedback on that, on all of our episodes. So please comment on in the community, or send us an email at the flcommunitypodcast@gmail.com.
Don't be shy with that.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah,
please, because we need lots of ideas. We want to know what you guys want to see. So please send them through as much as you can. I just want actually, before we go, I just want to acknowledge the amazing work that the FLF are doing, and they are when this goes out, it'll be afterwards. But this weekend they're heading to America for the ASH conference, which is the largest hematology conference in the world.
Yes.
And they are taking all of our feedback from the most recent survey, and they are presenting that to I don't know, countless hematologists. So they're spreading the message, they're passing on everything that is important to us. So I just want to give a shout out to the FLF for all the amazing work that they do, for representing us at this amazing conference. I'm just so grateful for that. And I want to wish them all the best for this weekend. And I'm sure it's just going to be fantastic. So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that. So, Nicola, do we have any comments from the community?
We do, yes. I mean, a lot of them were saying how they found it so inspiring, the last episode with yourself and Nicola. There's one comment that says, "Isn't it amazing how so many of us go through exactly the same thoughts, emotions, fears, and hope? Listening to Nicky and Nicola, I could hear my own thoughts word for word. I've said this on many occasions, but having the FL community and meeting some amazing people has saved my sanity." So I guess that's just so nice to hear, isn't it? Because that's our main intention and aim, is to bring the community together and just let everyone know that a lot of people are sort of thinking the same things and having the same fears. And
who is that from? Can we say just the first name?
That was from Sophia Rose.
Okay, Sophia Rose, thank you.
Our community.
Yeah, that was
Thanks,
wonderful.
Sophia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Okay.
Just goes on to say nobody should go through this alone. And having this global community means we can share support and learn to thrive together.
Wonderful. So I wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Sophia Rose. Thank you for your comment.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I've met Sophia. I've met her in Canberra.
Have you?
We had a meetup.
Okay.
Yeah, she's super supporter. She's absolutely beautiful.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Okay.
We love our super
Well, should we
supporters.
move on to our final motto?
Yeah, time to sign off for this episode.
And remember, here at the FL Community Podcast, our motto is
from surviving to thriving.
One story at a time.
Merry Christmas, everyone!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
See you next year.
Bye!